Hey guys, welcome back to another HTML programming tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be talking about the different text options in HTML, such as H1, P, and how to just format text in HTML. So let's just call this text. And yeah, text is one of the main building blocks of HTML because, you know, without text you can't really do anything. So what I'm going to do is show you the basic types, and you might have also noticed that I've got a new theme. This is the Monokai theme. I just want to try this for some time because I think it's a bit more relaxed. So what I'm going to do is show you the basic types of text. So obviously we have just type in like this is regular text, and if I reload this you can see that that just comes up just like that. There's nothing too special, just overall there. And if we go to styles, now one way we can actually style this text is to literally just apply it on the body element. So if we go to body, and then inside of here what we can do is we can actually just change the color of this text. So let me make it red, and you'll see that it changes there because this is just text inside of a body, so it's not inside of anything else. So yeah, you can just style it however you want on the body, just like that. But yeah, this is just regular text. You usually don't really use this. I mean, you might sometimes for basic things, but not really. So let's just leave that there. And now the next one we have are the headers. So the H1, which is the biggest one, I'm just going to call this H1 text, and you can see it comes up like that. So obviously to style this you can just use a H1 tag, and you might not like this text, so what you can do is actually change its font family. And I like to use the Apple system one. Just copy that in and it just looks like that, which is quite nice. And what I'm actually going to do is just apply this to the body, and you'll notice that all styles applied to the body will also trickle down to the smaller elements as well. So yeah, if we just copy and paste this, I know it goes up to 6, but I'm only going to go show you up to H3 because after that you don't really use the H tags much. You just opt in for regular text inside of labels and things. So yeah, you can see it just gradually gets smaller. If I go all the way down to H6, you'll see it's even smaller. So yeah, there it is. Anyways, one thing you might not like about this H text is that it actually comes with some margin around it. So let's just say we didn't want the margin around the H2 text. So let's give this an ID of no margin, and let's reference that ID here with no margin. And what we can do is we can just set its margin value to 0, and you'll notice I also need to change the margin value of the text above, because otherwise it's just this. So if I go that, close that back, and if I inspect this element, you'll see that this actually doesn't have any margin here, but this margin is actually the H1 text, which is why it's like that. So if we get rid of this no margin, you can see if I click on this, you can see there's actually some margin there. So yeah, that's how you get rid of the margin if you don't want it. I mean, same thing applies to the body. There's margin over here, and if we go to body, give it an ID of actually we should probably make it a class if we're going to do it on multiple things. So let me just copy that, put that in there, and change that to a dot. And yeah, you can see now the text is snug against the body. So yeah, that's pretty good. And now the final thing I'm going to show you is just the different ways you can actually customize this text. So let's just create an ID for the H1 text. Let's just call this customized, and we'll just go over to here, reference that there, and here. So the first thing you can change is obviously the color. If I wanted to make this blue, you can see it changes color there and it's become blue now. You can also change the font size to like either these things, or you can actually choose specific values. Like if I wanted 400 pixels, I can make it huge like that. I'm just going to make it 100 just so it's a bit smaller, and you also notice that the margin changes with it, so we can leave the margin how it was by using a fixed value like 10 pixels, and now you can see the margin is not actually changing. So yeah, and then another thing we can do is obviously position it, but I'm not going to get into that. If we just type font, you can actually change the font boldness, I believe, oh no, that's the font weight. So if we can change the font weight, we can make it really weighty, really heavy. If we change it to bold, and I think it doesn't work with yeah, so H text is already bold, which is why it didn't change, but here you can see we made it light and it actually changed, which is nice. And yeah, you can just mess around with these other options like font stretch, things like this. I believe kerning is the distance between the letters. I'm not sure actually. Let's just see it without and with. So yeah, you can see the letter spacing is changing slightly, but I'm not too familiar with all the different font options. So yeah, that was basic text. And we also have things like paragraphs. So if we're just typing out something inside a div like this is some random text and this is some more random text, and you can see it gets grouped in like that. You can use the BR and that does create a line break, but the better thing to do is actually to use the paragraph tag, which actually allows you to customize behavior inside specific paragraphs, which can be very useful. So yeah, there we go, then we've just created paragraphs. So yeah, thanks for watching, and that was basically all you need to know about basic text in HTML. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future tutorial. Bye!